up with Dan.
Sure. First, congratulations on the win. What does it mean to persevere, break through, and reach your first conference win of the season?
Yeah, for me, I just think this is kind of shows what this team has been made of all year. I've said it from the jump. They're a very gritty team. We've said that we did a lot of losing, but it didn't make them losers, right? And we tried to be not as much outcome driven this year, but more on finding the wins within the games and also seeing our improvement. And that's what I was most proud of today is just watching them stick together and watching their improvement and also being willing to try something different that we just put in and buy in. And that's what this group has done all year is had really good buy-in to each other and to what we're trying to accomplish.
Awesome. And then, sorry, is it all right if I record this? Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier.
Sure.
Awesome. And then I was watching an interview with you earlier, Coach, and you talked about like setting an identity of grittiness for this team. Your team took multiple charges tonight and took multiple offensive fouls. What did you like about those unselfish efforts?
Yeah, just what you said that, to take an offensive foul is when you really lay yourself on the line for your team because those hurt. And they, they they were willing to take them and I think that's what they love. This team loves each other and loves playing together. And I'm glad that it finally showed and paid off for them because they come to practice every day and they work extremely hard. And I've said it all year. They're a joy to coach. I look forward to being with them every day at practice. We just needed it to pay off. And so I'm just really relieved and happy for them that it paid off.
Awesome. And then for you, Lily, from start to finish, you were the team's offensive motor with a career high 27 points. What was about your ability to get to the stripe and be an offensive weapon for your team?
I think it's all about being put in the right positions by coach's offense and obviously by teammates. Everyone made the right plays today, and everyone had to play their roles to get that dub today. So yeah, just proud of everybody to be
And
honest.
if I could just chime in, she really was creatively finishing with strength. So that, sometimes you have a player that can just finish with power, and sometimes you have a player that can have some craftiness, but always is finesse. And I think Lily does a really great job of combining her craftiness with power. And so that's what makes her a really good finisher.
Awesome. Thank you both. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, this is a team SMU that I know is pretty big or bigger, and we've seen that over the course of the year. Realizing where this was kind of going, Lily, for you to operate against a bigger team and have that success, how much did they challenge you? How much did you see those openings, create those openings, and work through the defense and take what they were given?
I think it's something that we've worked on all season. We've always been undersized, so it's just finding a way to outgrit other teams. Today we definitely out-rebounded the other team, so I think that's really important for us, like especially to get into the win column. Just making sure we're hustling and putting our bodies on the line and finding people and blocking them out, which is really important. That's something that we've put emphasis on all year. So to get it done today was really important.
And Lily played an outstanding game, but I could go down the line and
Yeah.
just shout out every player. I just think the way KD, Kiera Edmonds, and Kayla Rolfe rebounded, we really need that. The way AT ran the team, the way Amira is always ready to be a spark, and then Jocelyn comes in off the bench to spark, and then Kaya comes in and is ready to settle down and run the offense as well. I just think as a team, it was great. And then Aaron just closes the game with a consistent free throw. And she was another reason, like Aaron's 3-point shooting is why Lily had those lanes as well, because they were staying hugged up to her.
Yeah.
So it was just a really good team win.
Coach, this team's come close the last month to getting through the Georgia Tech and not to relive the past games of getting
Absolutely.
close. Um, what kind of have you seen them learn and mature and grow through the even those games to finally see it all pay out and get that first win?
I think what I saw today was, we were pretty off offensively in that first half. And we weren't making a lot of shots. And I think this team earlier in the year would have maybe let that bleed into how they played defense and maybe wouldn't have continued to move on next play. And I think that's the mental toughness and the growth I see in this team is that they believed in themselves, knowing, hey, the second half we're going to make more shots, and the second half it's going to be better. And we just got to continue to play defense and rebound. And I like that they were able to do that. And again, I'm always going to still say they can communicate better and they can do things better, but I like the way they just stick together as a group.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of emotion going on right now. I feel like just in general, from the team, from everything, you had to manage that down the stretch. One is how difficult is it to manage in those positions, and two is walk us through, what we don't see. The emotion, the
Yeah, I
outpouring,
think I think
with the
what you
team.
don't see is like our coaching staff in this game today were so locked in, and every single coach on that bench was giving great suggestions, and we were changing defenses, and everybody was just on point with and was on their A game, and that's something that I really appreciate because it could be so easily not that after having that losing streak that we've been on, and it could be so easy for these guys not to come to practice, and on Tuesday morning, there's all of them are in there in the gym at 7 a.m. before we have our 9 a.m. practice, getting shots up. They're still doing that. And I just think that says a lot about these players and the coaching, because the coaching staff is in there with them working. And I just think that says a lot about resilience. And at the end of the day, it can't always just be about the wins and losses. And I always said in my younger days, only losers say those things. But now that I'm in those shoes, I really do believe that it's more about how you handle those things that make you a great woman and a great person.
Well, I suppose enjoy the flight. I'm sure it'll be a loud and a good one.
Yeah,
So
big
enjoy
plan. Yeah.
enjoy every second of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Nice seeing you, Dan.
Lovely seeing you.